Welcome back. This is the last class of chapter 2 of business studies of class 12, that is principles of management. In this class I am going to discuss with you the principles of scientific management designed by F.W. Taylor. In our last class I have explained the principles of modern management according to Henry Fayol. But in this class I am going to discuss the principles of scientific management by F.W. Taylor. Now this class I have divided into two segments. In the first I will discuss about the principles of scientific management and its techniques, whereas the second part will consist the difference between Taylor's management and Fayol's management, modern management and scientific management. So let's get started. Now, what is principles of scientific management? Principles of scientific management is a conscious, orderly human approach to the performance of the management. It has got some new outlook. It has got some innovative outlook. It has got some important points. So the first principle of management, of scientific management, is having scientific study and outlook. So, managers should adopt scientific methods to solve all kind of problems. The old school thought, the thumb of rule, traditional technique should be replaced by modern techniques, which is very human. It has got a human approach. So this is the first point of scientific study and outlook. Now the second point. The second point is complete harmony. Complete harmony. Now there should be a complete harmony in the functioning of the workers. Dissatisfaction or disagreement between the workers or the workers and the management should be avoided. It should not be allowed to crop. If it is, then it should be reduced to minimum. Then moving on to the third point. The third point is training and development. Training and development. All the employees in an organization needs training and development. Employees should be selected according to the requirement of the job, and after that, for their upliftment, for the betterment of the organization, they should be trained. They should be designed to improve. This enhances their skill and also improves their efficiency. Then the next point is cooperation. A wholehearted cooperation is required between the management and the employee for a beneficially mutual relationship. Any kind of this leads to avoiding any kind of dispute in the organization. There should be cooperation, there should be harmony in the organization, and this is one of the important principles of scientific management. Then we lead to the next point, that is division of work. Now this point is similar to the principle of Fayol's management. This is a common point. I have explained in my last class what is division of work. Division of work is very important. It leads to specialization because it means dividing a whole work into compact jobs and assigning each individual in a particular job in which he is specialized. So this is what division of work means. Now next point is point number 6, which is maximum prosperity of the management, which we can call as mental revolution. This is another important point, mental revolution. This brings maximum prosperity for the employee as well as the management. It brings higher profit, better remuneration for the employees and higher profit for the organization also. The next point is standardization. Number 7. Point number 7 is standardization. Standardization means there should be upgradation in the tools, machines used in the organization. Better working conditions, better machines should be adopted so that productivity and profits of the organization can be raised. So these are the important principles of scientific management according to the father of scientific management, F.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor. In your MCQ question, this question can come that who is the father of scientific management? So F.W. Taylor will be the answer. So these are the important principles of scientific management. Now moving on to its techniques. There are various techniques adopted. Various techniques are adopted for scientific management. The first technique is work study. Actually, there are 5 techniques. There are 5 techniques of scientific management. The first one is work study. The second one is method study. Then time study. Then motion study. And the last one is fatigue study. So these are the 5 techniques adopted for the scientific management. What are those techniques? I'll explain to you one by one. Now work study. Work study means it includes a systematic body where all the work should be done in a proper manner, in a scientific manner by adopting new techniques. Then the method study. There are various methods of operations, but it is the responsibility of the management that it should always select the best possible method which will not allow wastage. Then the third technique is time study. Time study emphasizes on the minimum requirement of time and maximum production. Actually, maximum production with the minimum use of time or efficient use of time. Then motion study. Motion study also gives importance to the fact that there should be a minimum motion of man, machine, materials, all these. These technique eliminates useless motions of any factors. Then the last one is fatigue study. Now a worker is bound to feel tired physically and mentally. He should be given proper break. He needs a proper break for the work. So this last one, fatigue study, puts emphasis on the rest of the worker, both physically and mentally. So this is all about the principles of management according to F.W. Taylor and the various techniques adopted for principles of management. Now we will come to the next or the last segment of this class, that is the difference between F.W. Taylor's scientific management and Henry Fayol's modern management. Now, first, we will write scientific management management. Now, if we distinguish these two, there are 5 important points of distinction that comes in mind. What are those 5 important distinctive points? Let's see. The first one is the father. The father of scientific management is F.W. Taylor, whereas modern management, Henry Fayol. So this is the first and most easy point of distinction which you can remember. Now the second point is rigidity. Point number 2, rigidity. Now this scientific management is relatively rigid, whereas modern management, principles of modern management is flexible in nature. Flexible in nature. Now coming to the third point. Third point is purpose. Point number 3, purpose. The purpose of scientific management is increasing the productivity of the workers. So for first point you will write increasing productivity of workers. Whereas in case of modern management, it develops general theory of administration. It develops general theory of administration. These are the 3 important points. Now, level of operation. Number 4, level of operation. Level of operation. This scientific management is applicable in the operating level. Operating level, whereas modern management works in top level. Now the last point, that is importance. Point number 5, that is importance. That is importance. It brings the mental revolution of workers. It brings mental revolution of workers. Whereas this improves the ability of the manager. This or it improves the ability of managers. So these are the important 5 points of distinction of scientific management and modern management. Hope you have understand the 2 different segments, that is principles of management and its techniques, and the difference between scientific and modern management. So this is the end of our second chapter. In our next class, I will discuss some important question answers and MCQ based on the 2 chapters of BST of class 12. Chapter 1, management, and chapter 2, principles of management. So today up till this, goodbye.